हेलो स्टूडेंट्स। पिछले लेक्चर में हम लोगों ने ये पढ़ रहे थे सिग्मा एंड पाई बॉन्ड। और हम लोगों ने देखा था कि सिग्मा बॉन्ड का फॉर्मेशन एक्सियल ओवरलैपिंग से बनता है और पाई बॉन्ड का फॉर्मेशन लैटरल ओवरलैपिंग से बनता है। तो शायद हम लोग लैटरल ओवरलैपिंग स्टार्ट करने वाले थे और सिग्मा बॉन्डिंग का फॉर्मेशन हम लोगों ने पढ़ दिया था। चलिए, नाउ टुडेस आई एम गोइंग टू स्टार्ट लैटरल ओवरलैपिंग एंड द फॉर्मेशन ऑफ पाई बॉन्ड्स। As I have taught in last class that pi bond is formed by the lateral overlapping. So at first we understand what do you mean by lateral overlapping. So if the overlapping between two half-filled atomic orbitals takes place in such a way, overlapping, I mean to say the electron density increase above and below the internuclear axis is called. Such type of overlapping between two half-filled atomic orbitals is called lateral overlapping. I mean to say the overlapping that takes place above and below the internuclear axis is called lateral overlapping, and by such type of overlapping only pi bond will forms. So now see, lateral overlapping takes place in between px and px orbitals. Now I am going to represent one px orbitals, other is px orbital. When overlapping takes place between them, now this one is x-axis, this one is, sorry, now we have to suppose this line, this axis is as a x-axis. Now this one is x, this one is x, this one is y, this one is y, and right, this one is z. So when overlapping between these two orbitals takes place, this can be shown like this. It's like this. Overlapping takes place here and here. This one is the nucleus of these two atomic orbitals and this one is the axis. So now see here, nucleus of these two atomic orbital lies on the same axis. So this axis cross through the nucleus of these two atomic orbital. So this one is called internuclear axis. Internuclear axis. Now see, overlapping takes place above and below the internuclear axis. That's why we can say that this overlapping between these two orbitals is lateral overlapping. Lateral overlapping. I mean to say, overlapping, such type of overlapping, if it takes place in between any two orbitals, that is called lateral overlapping. So px overlapping was the lateral overlapping and resulting in the formation of pi bond. So pi bond will be formed. Pi bond is formed. Next, pz over py overlapping. Py overlapping. It is also lateral overlapping. Now see, this is, you may write as y z y z like this. So now py overlapping, py orbital is shown like this. This one is py, right? X by x z y, right? Other by orbitals may be shown as z x y. If these two y orbitals overlap together, this can be shown as Now see, this one is the nucleus and this one is axis that passes through the both the nucleus. So this one is internuclear axis, internuclear axis. So this overlapping is also lateral overlapping, lateral overlapping, and resulting in the formation of pi bond. So in this way it has been cleared that if the overlapping takes place between PZ PZ, sigma bond is formed. In between P by P by and PX PX, pi bond is formed, because P by P by and PX PX overlapping is considered to be lateral overlapping. So pi bond would be formed. Next, lateral overlapping is in between P and Z orbitals. Sorry, P and D orbitals. P and D orbitals means P D overlapping is also suitable examples of lateral overlapping. So P orbital can be shown as this one is P and this one is D orbitals, D and P, P orbitals, this one is D orbitals. When these two orbitals overlap together, this can be shown as now see this are nucleus and this one is axis that passes through the nucleus of both the atomic orbital. So this one is internuclear axis, right? And now see, overlapping takes place above and below the internuclear axis. So definitely pi bond will form. And this overlapping is called lateral overlapping. Lateral overlapping. And this bond is also said to be P pi D pi bond. P pi D pi bond. Because pi bond is formed with the overlapping, if the overlapping takes place in between P and D orbital. So this one is P pi D pi bond. If the pi bond is formed between the overlapping of two P orbitals is called P pi bonding, right? So in this way we all have studied about the formation of pi bonds. So now we study about the difference between sigma and pi bond. Now difference between sigma and pi bond. Difference between sigma and pi bond. Make a two column. One is for sigma bond, other is for pi bond. First point, sigma bond is formed by the axial overlapping. Sigma bond is formed by axial overlapping, while pi bond is formed. Pi bond is formed by lateral overlapping. First point. In second point, it is a strong, it is weak. Third, overlapping takes place in greater extent, so it is a strong overlapping takes place in a smaller extent, so it is weak. Fourth, there is a force of attraction between the nuclei due to the accumulation of electron in between internuclear axis. In between internuclear axis. In between internuclear axis. Here there is a repulsive force, there is a net repulsive force between nuclei of the bonded orbital that make it weak. उसे वो कमजोर कर देता है, because overlapping takes place above or below the internuclear axis. So these are the differences between sigma and pi bonds. So now today's we all have studied what do you mean by sigma and pi bonds. Pi bond is formed between which type of atomic orbitals, and which one bond would be more stronger, either sigma bond or pi bonds. So now we all have studied that sigma bond is more stronger than that of pi bond, because during the formation of sigma bond, overlapping between two half-filled atomic orbitals takes place in a greater extent, and we can say as also overlapping between two atomic orbital takes place along the internuclear axis, that makes the bond more stronger in nature. That's why we can say that sigma bond is stronger. While in the formation of pi bond, overlapping takes place above and below the internuclear axis, like this. Overlapping takes place like this in the formation of pi bond, here and there, and this one is internuclear axis, so this one is nuclear, so there is a net repulsive force operates between the nuclei of the bonded atom. This repulsive force make the weakness of these bonds. So this one is the uh, one reason for weak nature of the pi bonds, because during the formation of pi bond, accumulation of electron takes place above and below the internuclear axis. So there is a net repulsive force between the nuclei of the bonded atom. This nuclear repulsive force try to take these bonds which is formed between the two atomic orbitals called pi bonds. That's why we can say that pi bond is weak in nature. But there is one more reason of the weak nature of pi bond. During the formation of pi bond, overlapping also takes place in a smaller extent. So like these two overlapping is these two overlapping takes place in a smaller extents. That's why this bond is less stronger. Overlapping in a smaller extent or greater extents can be shown as knife seal. If the overlapping, let us suppose these two are, there are two atomic orbitals. अब हम लोग मान लिए यहाँ ओवरलैपिंग हो रहा है, देखिए ओवरलैपिंग ऐसे हो रहा है, इतना पार्ट ओवरलैपिंग है, देखिए ये दोनों इस तरह हो गए, यहाँ से स्ट्रॉन्ग हो गया, ठीक है। आप इसको, if you feel the strongness of this overlapping after the overlapping makes अब क्या थोड़ा सा और ज़्यादा हो गया, ऐसे ओवरलैपिंग है, अब देखिए पहले से ज़्यादा पकड़ हो गए ना भाई, इतना स्ट्रॉन्ग हो गया ना, तो ये ऐसा कहेंगे कि ओवरलैपिंग टेक्स प्लेस बिटवीन टू हाफ-फील्ड एटॉमिक ऑर्बिटल इन अ ग्रेटर एक्सटेंट बिफोर इनिशियल ओवरलैपिंग। अब इसमें और थोड़ा हो जाए, देखिए इतना हो जाए तो काफ़ी स्ट्रॉन्ग हो जाएंगे ना। तो क्या होता है कि जितना ग्रेटर एक्सटेंट में ओवरलैपिंग होता है, बॉन्ड उतने ही ज़्यादा स्ट्रॉन्ग होते हैं, right? So we all have studied two days in this lecture about the formation of sigma bond and pi bond and the difference between them, which one is more weak and which one is more stable. So today's thanks to all.